What Mayor Adams has done is show us that the workers and plebeians don't matter. That because we're not millionaires, we have no value, no worth, and mostly that we are dispensable.
Former Yankee Stadium waitress fired for not getting the COVID shot is now accusing New York City Mayor Eric Adams of a double standard in a class action suit as he allows unvaccinated athletes and performers to get back to work. Our next guest is introducing a measure this week demanding the mayor rehire more than 1,400 fired unvaccinated city workers. New York City Councilman Joe Borelli joins us now. Councilman, great to see you this morning. Tell us about this proposal. Can you make the mayor rehire fired city workers?
Well, we're going to try. I mean, part of trying is hearing the voices of people like that woman you just saw on TV. I mean, she is a bona fide, salt-of-the-earth New Yorker. I mean, what New Yorker wouldn't want to be selling anything at Yankee Stadium during the summer? And the minute we have an exemption for basketball players or baseball players or any other fancy performers, we lose, as a city, the moral high ground, the scientific high ground, if you will, to say that this is dangerous enough where we not only have to have a private sector vaccine mandate, one of the only ones in the country, but it's also dangerous enough to fire thousands of city workers. That number, 1,400, is just the number today. There are thousands more with medical exemption cases pending. So this is only going to get worse. And the minute you have exceptions to the rule, it's not, it's not this dangerous virus anymore. You can't make that argument.
Yeah, the exceptions being, you're talking about NBA players like Kyrie Irving or performers that come into the city. And again, I don't think anybody begrudges those guys getting back to work. Just what about the common man and common woman getting back to work? But the damage, Councilman, it seems like the damage is done. I mean, that's not to throw your hands up, but to say, how can we help and provide aid and find jobs or get those jobs back for the people who have already lost their jobs? How do we get it back?
Right, and that was the mayor's rationale in allowing performers, that this is part of, bringing back the city's economic recovery. If it's good for 4 or 5 or 10 or however many athletes and performers there are, what about the thousands of people suffering under the private sector mandate, like that woman we just saw earlier in that clip? You know, New York City right now has double the national average of unemployment. When you start looking at the neighborhood by neighborhood breakdown, some neighborhoods, 20% of eligible adult workers cannot work in this city because they're unvaccinated. We can't, as you point out, just throw our hands up and say enough's enough, but we also have to start looking in the mirror for why so many people are not working in this city. If 20% of a neighborhood of adults cannot work, that's a good sign that that's probably part of the problem why we're leading parts of this country in unemployment.
Yeah. I hope there's something. I know the resolution you're putting forward, it's non-binding on the mayor, but I just hope there's something we can do, because for those people that lost those jobs, you know, how do we provide justice to that kind of injustice? That's a great question going forward. Joe Borelli, thank you for joining us this morning and telling us your idea.
Thank you.